Kvadun, the complete deep dive. Why this changes everything in 2026. Or how a blockchain-powered e-commerce platform is about to make every existing payment system look like it's from the Stone Age. Listen. By now, you've probably heard the hype around Kvadun, either on YouTube, Reddit, Twitter, or from some crypto bro at a bar trying to convince you that his crypto portfolio is going to make him rich. But what if I told you that Kvadun isn't actually hype, it's infrastructure? And infrastructure is what actually makes money. Let me break this down in a way that makes sense. Because if you understand what Kvadun is actually building, not the buzzwords, but the real tech and the real economics, then you'll understand why institutional investors just started loading up KDN tokens before the major exchange listings hit in December 2025. The problem that started everything, e-commerce, is broken. Okay, so you order something from Amazon. Seems fine, right? Few clicks, package arrives in 2 days, you're happy. But here's what's actually happening behind the scenes, and why Kvadun exists. 1. Payment fees are insane. Amazon seller, Shopify store, you're paying 2.9% plus 0.30 per transaction to payment processors. Visa takes another 1.52% on international payments. For a $100 sale, you're losing $3.30 to intermediaries. For a $1,000 sale, it's 30 plus. Now imagine you're a small seller doing $10,000 a month. That's $390 in fees you're paying to Stripe, PayPal, or Shopify. Multiply that by 12 months, and you're paying $4,680 annually just to process payments. What could you do with an extra $4,680? Probably hire another person, improve your product, lower prices to be more competitive. Kvadun says, you can do all of that because we'll charge you less than 0.01 per transaction. That's a 99.9% fee reduction compared to traditional processors. 2. Returns and fraud are killing margins. 30% of online purchases get returned. That's not speculation, that's the industry standard. Why? Because people can't try clothes on. They can't see the exact fit. The photo looked different when it arrived. So here's what happens. Customer buys shirt for $30, returns it. Seller has to restock, relist, maybe lose money on shipping. Multiply this across millions of transactions, and you're looking at $500+ billion annually in wasted logistics and inventory management. Fraud is even worse. Chargebacks, counterfeit goods, fake reviews, stolen credit cards. The industry loses $100+ billion annually to fraud. And guess who pays for it? Honest sellers. Because PayPal, Stripe, and Amazon charge you higher fees to cover fraud losses. 3. International payments are stuck in the past. You want to sell to a customer in Japan. They pay you $100. You wait 3 to 5 days. You lose 5 to 10% to currency conversion and bank fees. You finally receive $85–90. The customer got worse pricing too, because they paid with their credit card and lost 2 to 3% there as well. With Kvadun, instant settlement. Customer pays in their local currency. Kvadun's KSEP algorithm converts it at the best rate across 100+ exchanges. You receive the money in seconds. 0 intermediaries, 0 delays. 4. Amazon's stranglehold. Amazon controls 40% of US e-commerce. That gives them insane leverage. They take 15% commission from sellers, plus charge for fulfillment, plus charge for ads, plus charge for brand registry, plus charge for removal orders. By the time a seller on Amazon makes a profit, they've paid Amazon 25 to 35% of revenue. And if Amazon decides to ban you, delist your products, change their algorithm, you're fucked. Your entire business depends on their platform, their rules, their whims. This is why Shopify grew from nothing to handling $88 billion in GMV, gross merchandise value, in 2025. Sellers want independence. They want control. They don't want to be subject to Amazon's algorithm or arbitrary policy changes. Enter Kvadun. The architecture. Okay, so Kvadun looked at all these problems and said, what if we rebuilt e-commerce from scratch using blockchain, AI, and 3D technology? Here's what they built, and this is the important part. Understand the architecture, and you understand why this could actually work. 1. The digital mall, 3D shopping. Redefined. Okay, so imagine walking into a real shopping mall. You see the storefronts. You walk into a Nike store. You pick up a shoe. You look at it from every angle. You try it on. You buy it or you don't. Now translate that experience into digital. That's Kvadun Digital Mall. You log into Kvadun. Instead of a flat list of products, you're in a 3D environment. Real storefronts, real mall ambiance. You walk to the clothing store. You pick up a shirt. You rotate it. You look at the fabric texture, the stitching. You can see the actual product in photorealistic 3D. Now here's the magic part. You can try it on. The AI maps your body type, using data you provided, height, weight, body shape, and shows you exactly how the shirt fits on you. Not a generic model, you. This is not AR gimmick anymore. This is production-ready technology used by Uniqlo, H&M, and Nike already. Kvadun is just integrating it into their digital mall at scale. What's the result? Return rates drop from 30% to 5-10%. That's game-changing. For a store doing $100K monthly in sales, that's 25% more profit just from eliminating returns. 2. AI Personal Shopper, the algorithm that actually understands you. Most e-commerce algorithms are trash. People who bought X also bought Y. That's it. It's primitive. Kvadun's AI is different. It's not just about purchase history. It analyzes your browsing behavior, what you linger on, what you skip, your style preferences, what colors, patterns, brands you gravitate toward, your seasonal needs, buying winter clothes in October, summer clothes in May, your price sensitivity, do you buy premium or discount, your lifestyle, if you're a gym person, recommend workout gear, if you're a parent, recommend parenting products, your body type and style. Remember those measurements from the virtual try-on? The AI uses that to recommend sizes that will actually fit. The result? Customers spend 2 to 3x more because they're seeing products they actually want. And conversion rates go up because people are less likely to return items they're genuinely interested in. For merchants, this is a dream. Higher average order value, lower returns, more satisfied customers. It's a virtuous cycle. 3. Blockchain-based merchant ratings, the end of fake reviews. Right now, you go to Amazon or eBay and you see products with 4.8 stars and thousands of reviews. But how many of those reviews are fake? Amazon estimates 5 to 10% of reviews are fraudulent. Some brands say it's closer to 30-40%. You can't trust the ratings. You can't trust the reviews. So you gamble every time you buy something. Kvadun fixes this. Every transaction is on the blockchain. Every review is time-stamped and verified. If a seller starts gaming reviews, it's visible. If a seller has 10% return rate, it's visible. If a seller has chargebacks, it's visible. The merchant's entire reputation history is publicly available, immutable, and verified. You can see exactly how trustworthy this seller is. Fake reviews become impossible because every account that leaves a review can be traced. Bots can be detected. Patterns can be identified. The AI monitors for abnormal review patterns and flags them. This alone is worth trillions. Because trust is the barrier to e-commerce adoption, and blockchain-verified trust is revolutionary. 4. KCP, the currency magic. This is where the tech gets really interesting. Kvadun uses something called KSEP, the Kvadun Currency Exchange Protocol. Here's what it does. Instead of you manually converting currencies or using one fixed FX rate, KSEP does something smarter. It scans 100 plus centralized and decentralized exchanges simultaneously. It finds the best conversion rate available. It executes the trade across multiple pools to minimize slippage. And all of this happens in seconds, transparently, and at near zero cost. Why is this important? Because international commerce costs money in FX fees. A customer in Turkey buys from a seller in Mexico. KSEP ensures both parties get the best possible rate. No bank markups, no wise fees, just pure market efficiency. This is what fintech without friction actually means. It's not a catchphrase. It's real architecture doing real work. 5. Kvadun Pay, the PayPal killer. So Kvadun Digital Mall is great for their own ecosystem. But what about every other store? What about Shopify stores, WooCommerce sites, custom e-commerce platforms? That's where Kvadun Pay comes in. It's a payment gateway, like Stripe or PayPal, but powered by blockchain and cryptography. Any store can integrate Kvadun Pay in minutes. Customer pays in crypto. Kvadun Pay converts to whatever currency the merchant wants. Merchant gets paid in seconds. Fees under 0.01. This is the distribution vector. This is how Kvadun goes from a cool 3D mall to a global payments infrastructure. Think about it. If Kvadun Pay becomes the default payment gateway for crypto-friendly merchants, Shopify, WooCommerce, Custom, they instantly have access to millions of stores and billions in transaction volume. The KDN token, why it actually matters. Okay, so here's where a lot of people get confused. They see KDN token and think, another crypto token, probably a scam. But KDN is different because it has real utility embedded in the economics of the platform. How it works. Every transaction on Kvadun Digital Mall uses KDN. Every merchant settlement uses KDN. Every conversion uses KDN as the internal stablecoin intermediate. This creates constant demand. If Kvadun reaches 1 billion transactions per day, which is their 2026 goal, that's billions of daily transactions requiring KDN. But there's more. Fee discounts. If you hold 1,000 KDN, you get 50% fee discount on transactions. This incentivizes people to buy and hold KDN. Governance. KDN holders vote on platform decisions, what features to add, how to adjust fees, where to expand. Staking rewards. You can stake KDN and earn yield from platform transaction fees. Basically, you're earning a cut of the payment processing revenue. Liquidity assurance. The fact that KDN is listed on Binance, Coinbase, KuCoin, and Kraken means merchants and consumers can instantly convert KDN to anything else. This is critical for merchant adoption because sellers don't want to hold crypto. They want to convert to fiat instantly. The math. If Kvadun reaches 1 billion transactions daily and takes just 0.001% in fees, which is their promise, that's $100,000 daily in fees. Annually, $36+ million in fees alone. Now, if even 10% of those fees go back to KDN stakers as rewards, that's $3.6+ million in annual distributions from the protocol. KDN market cap? They haven't announced, but Binance Coinbase listings suggest $1.5 billion range. Even conservative 20% staking yield would mean thousands in annual passive income for someone holding 100,000 KDN. Is this speculation? Yes. Is it grounded in real use case? Also, yes. The timeline. What's actually happening? As of December 2025, here's where Kvadun is. Completed. Digital Mall live and operational with real merchants KDN listed on Binance, Coinbase, KuCoin, Kraken, Kvadun. Pay production-ready AI virtual try-on working blockchain reputation system live coming in Q1 2026. Kvadun card launch. Spend your crypto like a Visa card. Coming in Q2 2026. Southeast Asia expansion. 300 M+ population. Mobile first. Crypto friendly. Coming in Q3 2026. Open API for third-party developers. Tourism and entertainment vertical. Coming in Q4 2026. Expected 10x user growth if roadmap executes. The key thing here, these aren't vague promises. They're specific milestones with public accountability. If they miss roadmap, the market will punish them. Competition. Why Kvadun isn't easy, but why it's possible now. The real question, why would Kvadun succeed when Amazon, Shopify, and traditional payment processors have 20-year head starts and trillion-dollar resources? The answer, they're building at the intersection of disruption. Amazon has scale, but is beholden to shareholders and legacy systems. They can't easily pivot to blockchain because their entire infrastructure is built on centralized databases and Visa MasterCard partnerships. Shopify is Web 2. They're adding crypto payment options, but they're not rebuilding from crypto-first principles. If Kvadun actually works, Shopify will be playing catch-up. Traditional payment processors, Visa, PayPal, Stripe, are trapped. Their business model depends on high fees. They can't afford to offer sub-penny fees because it would destroy their unit economics. So they're basically defenseless against a competitor with zero fees. And here's the thing. Kvadun doesn't need to beat Amazon globally. They just need to dominate in specific verticals first. First target, crypto-native merchants. There are already hundreds of thousands of crypto-friendly stores and millions of crypto holders who want to spend their assets. Kvadun owns that market on day one. That's billions in immediate TAM, total addressable market. Second target, international merchants. Anyone selling across borders right now pays 5 to 10% in FX and processing fees. If Kvadun offers 99% cost reduction, international merchants will migrate instantly. Third target, merchants in emerging markets. If you're in Nigeria, India, or Vietnam, opening a PayPal account is hard. Accepting card payments is impossible. Cryptocurrency is accessible. Kvadun is accessible. They win. By dominating these three verticals, Kvadun could reach $50+ billion in transaction volume within 3 years. At that scale, they become too big to ignore. Even Amazon will want to integrate with them. The real risks. Don't be naive. Look, I love this thesis, but I'm not going to lie to you. There are real risks. 1. Regulatory uncertainty. If governments globally decide to ban crypto payments, Kvadun dies overnight. This isn't paranoia. It's a real risk. The EU is already discussing regulations. China banned crypto. If the US follows, that's game over. 2. Execution risk. Building a global, high-volume payments infrastructure is insanely hard. Stripe spent 15 years getting where they are. Kvadun is on year 1. Technical problems will appear. They will miss deadlines. Whether they can recover is the question. 3. Amazon will notice. If Kvadun starts threatening Amazon's marketplace, Amazon will notice. And Amazon has $50+ billion in annual free cash flow to spend on R&D and acquisitions. They could copy Kvadun or acquire them, or crush them. Don't underestimate Amazon's ability to respond. 4. Merchant adoption is hard. Most merchants don't care about fees. They care about where the customers are. If Kvadun doesn't have billions of customers, merchants won't join. But if merchants don't join, customers won't use the platform. It's a chicken and egg problem that Kvadun must solve. 5. Token dilution. If Kvadun issues too many new KDN tokens, the value gets watered down. You need to monitor their token emission schedule closely. The investment angle. How to think about this. If you're considering KDN as an investment, here's how to think about it. This is not a short-term trade. KDN will be volatile. There will be 50% crashes. Don't expect a linear upward trajectory. This is a venture capital bet. You're betting on a team to execute a complex vision. The probability of total failure is real, maybe 30–40%. The probability of huge success is also real, maybe 10–15%. The probability of moderate success, becoming a top 10 crypto payments platform worth $10–50 billion, is maybe 40–50%. Position sizing matters. Don't YOLO your life savings into KDN. Only invest money you can genuinely afford to lose. For most people, that's 1–5% of their crypto portfolio. For risk-averse people, it's 0%. Watch the metrics, not the price. Are users actually joining the digital mall? Are merchants listing products? What's the daily transaction volume? Are they hitting roadmap milestones? Is regulatory environment stable? Time horizon matters. If you believe in Kvadun, you're thinking 5–10 year hold minimum. If you need money in 6 months, don't buy KDN. What Kvadun means for the broader crypto finance ecosystem. Here's something people don't talk about. If Kvadun succeeds, it's not just good for Kvadun holders. It's good for the entire crypto ecosystem. Why? Because payment infrastructure adoption is the gateway drug to broader crypto adoption. Right now, most people don't use crypto because they don't see the use case. Why would I buy Bitcoin if I can just use my credit card? But if there are actually merchants accepting crypto, actual benefits, lower fees, instant settlement, no chargebacks, then people will start using it. Kvadun could be the thing that turns crypto from digital asset for speculators to actual payments infrastructure for regular people. If that happens, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the entire crypto market cap goes up proportionally, because adoption is the only true path to value creation in crypto. Final thoughts. Is this the one? Look, Kvadun is one of the most ambitious projects in crypto. It's trying to rebuild the entire e-commerce and payments infrastructure using blockchain, AI, and 3D technology. Will it succeed? 50–50 shot, honestly. There are major technical, regulatory, and competitive risks, but there are also massive potential rewards. What I know for sure is this. The problems Kvadun is solving are real. The technology is real. The team seems competent. The exchange listings validate institutional confidence. Is it the next Stripe, worth 100+ billion? Maybe. Is it going to 10x? Maybe. Is it going to 0? Also maybe. But it's worth paying attention to. Not as a gambling chip, but as a real technology bet on the future of e-commerce and payments infrastructure. The fact that Binance, Coinbase, KuCoin, and Kraken all listed it at the same time tells you something. These exchanges don't just list random projects. They list projects with real utility and institutional backing. So my final take, Kvadun is a legitimate project with a real thesis. If you believe in crypto payments infrastructure, you should understand it. If you want to invest, size your position appropriately for the risk level, and then watch the metrics and execution closely. Everything else is just noise.